Hey there, Steve here. Hope you're doing well. If you're new to the channel, then welcome. If you're new to math rock and you're looking for a good place to start, this might be the perfect video for you. So, as the title implies, we're going to be looking at your first chord for math rock. Thinking about it, there's not really an obvious choice here. However, there is a very nice chord that I'm going to show you today, and that is going to be this major 9 shape. Sounds lovely. And we're going to play this on the 8th fret on the A string, and this is going to be an F major 9 chord. And the aim with this lesson is to show you, without even having to change chord, you can already start creating some kind of mathy style ideas. There's going to be 3 stages to this video, and by stage 3 you'll be able to learn something like this. For stage 1 though, we're going to start with just this chord, this F major 9 chord. I'm going to show you a number of approaches and example exercises with just using this chord. So what I'd like you to do is, if you haven't already, hopefully you have a guitar handy and you can just follow along with this video. First, we're just going to look at some strumming patterns using this chord. So we're going to start with that one that I've shown you in the intro there, which has like a choppy, syncopated feel to it. So I'll just slow that one down for you. Next, we'll look at using the notes in the chord itself to make some kind of riff idea. So we're going to arpeggiate the notes, so that means to play them individually. So for this one, kind of got that Japanese kind of math rock feel to it. As you get more comfortable with this chord, just picking it while holding the chord like that, you can start to experiment with, muting a bit more. And then for the last exercise for this chord, just using this chord idea, we're going to look at this chord in 2 parts. So we've got this root note here and the 7th. And then the other part of the chord. And this one has a bit of a choppy rhythm to it. So just slow that one down for you. You could also take out the dead notes in between. And then you can see already we've got that kind of like syncopated odd feeling that's very typical with like math rock kind of rhythms. So there's 3 things to think about with just the chord shape itself. So there's already so much potential there without even having to change the chord. So next we're going to look at using the same shape, staying within the same sound, but just altering this chord a bit. And we're going to use 3 chords to do this. So we've got our major 9 chord. That's one of the chords. What we're going to do now is take your little finger off and bar with your index finger for this F6-9 chord. That's the F major 9 chord. Bar it with your index finger. You've got that F6-9 chord. And we're also going to use a F major 7 chord, which is a different shape, but it still has the same sentiment, that major feeling. Here's 2 exercises you can use to start getting used to changing between these 3 chords. I'll just slow that one down for you. We can do a similar thing as well, starting on the F major 7 chord instead. And this one's going to be a descending pattern from F major 7, F major 9, to the F major 6-9 chord. Do that one a bit slower for you again. there's 2 example exercises you can use to get familiar with changing between those 3 shapes. But remember, we still have not changed chord. We're still using that major sentimentality, if that's the right term. Major tonality. We've still got the same feeling of that chord. So what we're going to do now is the third step that I'd like to teach you is by including an arpeggio. So an arpeggio is the notes of that chord but played individually. The shape that we're going to use today is an F major 7 arpeggio, but obviously this is movable for any other major 7 arpeggio that you could use. So this shape is like this. So what we're going to do here is actually try to use this within our phrasing. And this brings us into the example in the introduction. We can use the notes from this arpeggio, but also use the notes in the chords themselves to come up with some melody phrasing between our chord ideas. So what we're going to do here is use this lick. So we're going to use a combination of the arpeggios and the earlier ideas. So we're going to move between the chord shapes and also add some melody kind of riff lines in between using the arpeggio and the notes from within the chords. So our melody there, they are just notes from the chord themselves and also borrowed from that arpeggio. That brings us to the logical conclusion here. You know, it feels like the chord progression needs to move somewhere. So that's going to be for another video. For today, I just want you to concentrate on playing within the shape, playing within the vein of just that chord, getting familiar with that, getting familiar with the rhythms and the different things that you can do with just the chord shape itself and the arpeggio that's available there too. Like I said, the next thing I'm just going to show you lastly before the video ends how this progression could progress. That kind of goes together nicely. So I hope you found this lesson enjoyable. I hope it was an appropriate level for you if you are new to math rock and you're looking to getting into math rock. And that leads me on to say thank you very much to the current patrons that are making this content possible. Thank you very much for watching. Good luck on your math rock journey, and I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.